MAV News starts now with your main anchors, David Delgado and Mikey Alfonso. Sports with John Metzger. Weather with Gabriel Lopez. And your in-house reporter, Josiah Acevedo. This is your world in quarantine at 8 o'clock.
Good morning, Mavericks. My name is David Delgado.
And I'm Mikey Alfonso.
And this is your
World in Lockdown.
Welcome back to another episode of MAV News Quarantine Edition. The coronavirus pandemic has placed immense strain on our world in the last couple of months.
We are here to supply you with news about how the world around you is reacting and working to defeat this virus.
The United States and many other countries around the world are seeing the new cases leveling off. This can be attributed with the success of social distancing. However, not everyone is being able to cope with these measures.
You know, David, this is paradise for gamers. We've waited for so many years just to stay at home and play games for hours. If there were statistics to how many gamers were infected, it'd probably be close to zero.
Everyone staying inside, this is how gamers win.
And for those non-gamers, many people who have chosen to use their free time to create personal protection equipment for healthcare workers. Many DIYers have been sewing masks and 3D printing face shields for hospitals.
With a lack of healthcare equipment, donations have become a major part in keeping our healthcare workers safe. These brave heroes have been dedicating their lives day in and day out. As a thank you, citizens across the country have adopted a new quarantine tradition of celebrating the transition of medical staff between their shifts.
Make sure to give thanks to any medical staff if you happen to come across one. Now, heading over to the education department, seniors are arguably having the worst time of their lives. Believe me. The bright side is, I'd say, this quarantine is a pretty good excuse for anyone who has senioritis. For many, grad bash, prom, and graduation are being canceled, or either indefinitely or being moved to Zoom. In fact, John Krasinski, famous actor and director, has announced he'll be hosting prom for the class of 2020 over Zoom on Friday, April 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
So basically, depending on when you're watching this video, it's already happening or it's already happened. Zoom is changing how we communicate with one another. A branch of our social lives is now being changed. Our in-house reporter, Josiah Acevedo, takes a look to see how students are staying in touch during this quarantine.
Thanks to the wonderful COVID-19, a lot more rules have been set into place about social distancing, keeping us away from friends and family. And without them, it can get kind of lonely. Well, with all this technology that we have, we sure have found ways to break through that isolation boundary and stay in touch with everyone. House Party, FaceTime, and WhatsApp have also been seeing a lot more activity as people rely on the video chat service to keep them in contact with each other. Some ways people are staying in touch with each other through this pandemic also is with video games. Video games have always had a weird charm of connecting people all around the world, whether it be duking it out in a battle royale or hanging out with your friends in other games. People have been utilizing games to stay in touch and hang out with one another. Personally, I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing and hanging out with friends there. Softwares like Discord have also been increasing space to accommodate its users, such as increasing the users on a voice call from 10 to 50 people. The world may be going through a quarantine, but people have been overcoming this through the use of technology.
Thank you, Josiah. There's a whole bunch of other news floating around. Everyone down here in Florida is ecstatic that the WWE was considered an essential service. I can't wait to watch cage wrestlers in capes, run around the ring without any fans in the stadium.
Yeah, I guess I am too. With more sports news, let's head over to John Metzger in the Sports Zone.
Good morning, Mavericks. My name is John Metzger, and let's take a look at how the sports world has been affected by the coronavirus. Normally at this time of year, with the turn of spring heading into the summer months, the American sports world looks towards a long and exciting baseball season. But that wasn't the case this year. Baseball's spring training, their league of exhibition games to get the players active before the season, was prematurely canceled on March 12th, and opening day, which was scheduled for March 26th, was pushed back indefinitely. But don't lose hope yet, baseball fans. there's a current plan in place to attempt a limited season with all teams playing at their respective spring training facilities in either Arizona or Florida in order to limit travel. The games would be played without fans, of course. However, there were plenty of eyes watching the outcome of this season as the 2017 World Series champion Houston Astros amidst the fallout of their cheating scandal and how well they would fare. Taking it over to the football fields, football is perhaps the least affected sport at this given moment, given that games don't really start until the fall. However, the NFL draft is often seen as a big event during the offseason, in which many people typically watch or attend. This year's draft, according to Commissioner Roger Goodell, will be entirely on video conference, and players will be called to be notified as opposed to walking on a stage. Any typical team off-season workouts at this time will be moved to online conferences or meetings. Well, that's all for this edition, Mavericks. Now let's throw it back to the anchors.
Thank you, John. Also, is it just me, or have these past few quarantine weeks in Florida had the nicest weather we've ever seen?
Indeed, Mikey, they have been the best weather we've seen in a while. Though the coronavirus has been difficult for humans, nature has definitely benefited from this. There's been a major drop in CO2 emissions all around the globe. However, let's see what Gabriel Lopez has to say about the weather in his final edition of the Weather Boys.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Weather. Those weather guys, that weather guy. I'm Gabriel Lopez. I didn't expect that this is how my last episode of Weather would be, and it's a shame that, I had to do it in these conditions, in a suit and tie. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I am legally and morally obligated because of a contract I signed. So, yeah, I guess I'm here now doing my last episode of Weather. That's fun. How's your break been going? Usually I'd have Alden or Aiden here to help me with the weather, but it's just me by myself because, social isolation, and also I've been grounded. Anyways, where was I? Weather! Weather today is, who cares about the weather today? Because you should be indoors. That's right, be indoors, unless you're like a criminal or something. In that case, you're gonna be outdoors. Being stuck inside is not so bad. There's a lot of things you can do inside. You can watch movies, you can play games. I know a lot of people are really into Animal Crossing. Good for them and me. Spend time with your family, talk to your friends over FaceTime or your teachers over Zoom. I know they love that. And seniors, we have graduation to look for. This quarantine's not going to be the end of the world, okay? We're all going to get through, okay? Everything's going to go back to normal. This is, however, the end of weather. Again, I didn't expect it to go this way. I'm gonna be real now. Those weather guys helped me. It helped me come out of the shell. It helped me be more social, be less afraid to be myself on camera. It helped me spread my humor throughout. And if you were a fan of those weather guys, I wouldn't have done it without you. I'm really glad I was able to do this adventure, this journey with the weather guys. I'm sure that if they were here now, they would agree with me completely. I'm grateful to have spent this time on Mav News, even if I couldn't have my last bit, in the actual studio at school. I think it was like my second home. I should probably pick my final words very carefully, because, I'm gonna be signing off forever. I'll come up with it later.
Thank you, Gabe and the Weather Boys, for the year's worth of entertainment you have brought us. We truly do appreciate you.
Yes, we do. Well, Floridians, we'd like to thank you for spending the time listening to us during these troubling times. Everybody, please stay safe and stay at home. Be like a gamer, but now don't think the world is ending. Or, Earth is just temporarily closed.
Well, Mavericks, it's finally the end of this fantastic episode and the end of an era for the seniors of Mav News. I've been part of this club for 4 years and president for 3 of them, and I wouldn't have spent my time anywhere else. To all my friends in Mav News, through all the countless experiences that we've shared together, this is where we made our high school career great, and no virus will ever be able to take those memories away from us.
I couldn't agree more. Now on to a new chapter of our lives, preferably without Corona. I'm Mikey Alfonso.
And I'm David Delgado. This is us signing off for the final time.